What is up, you beautiful souls? I'm Destry. Welcome back to Knights of Light, here to help you keep shifting the paradigm. And today I want to talk about change. Now, what about change do I want to talk about? See, there's two aspects that we seem to see inside the paradigms, inside our energy and our thought forms, is that on one hand, change. We just keep resisting it. We don't want to deal with it. We want everything to stay the same and consistent and comfortable and just okay and sit in life that way, right? And then on the other hand, we have the situation where we constantly keep changing things to embrace the change or whatever. We change things because we're uncomfortable with the way things are changing in our lives. So we change relationships, we change cities, we move everywhere, we do different things to consistently not change with the way life is trying to go. So if you look at it in the aspect, it's really two of the same thing. We're actually resisting change regardless. We're resisting that timeline that the universe or whatever you believe in is actually telling you to go towards, and you resist it. And when we're not, because change is always going to be consistent, right? And when we fight the consistency, when we fight consistent, we become resistant. And when we create the resistance, we create friction inside our energy fields and all these interruptions, and things never really seem to go our way, and we wonder why we never progress, we never achieve our goals, and we never step forward, and we keep being stuck in this same loop, in this cycle, in this creation, and we wonder why we keep creating these cycles. And one instant is because we are resistant to the change of life, the change of who we are. We consistently change throughout life. If we don't want to consistently change and we want to be the same person that we used to be, that's really not possible, because through life we change. We have to change. We have to keep moving forward to adapt to what we actually want to be. If we try to consistently stay the same, we are never going to grow. We are going to be resistant to that change, and our lives are going to be, and I'll say it again, consistently mediocre. And it's going to be comfortable and just okay. But who really wants to sit inside that area? I mean, some people like it. Like when I first got clean, I had to learn to be okay with just being okay. I didn't like being okay. It was uncomfortable. But now I've grown into a whole different aspect where okay isn't enough for me anymore, right? So I have to change, and I have to keep moving things forward to the life that I progressively want. I can't just sit there and be okay and live that mediocre life, because we're all not meant to be that way. We have to go forward and create things and keep changing. When we change, the world changes. When we grow, the world grows. The people around us grow. And if you grow and people fall to the wayside and you're freaking out because your friends might change, well, maybe energetically that's what's supposed to happen, because sometimes the friends that we have can't grow with us because they're not in the same frequency, and they're not really in our future because they don't want to grow either. So when we grow, we might lose things. Things will change when we grow, and things will fall to the side, and people won't always come with us, but we have to be okay with that change. That's where I become okay with just being okay, is I have to be okay with the change of things. When I start to grow and the world around me starts to grow and shift and change and become something else and bigger and greater because of this change. This change that we want to go into is beautiful. It's vibrant. It's colorful. It becomes the big rainbow body that everybody talks about. And when we step into it, we can feel the frequency. At first, it might be uncomfortable because we're not used to being there. But when we get there, it becomes comfortable, and we feel it. We feel the love. We feel our love. And we're excited that we finally decided to grow with our potential and where we were supposed to be, and following that great timeline that is sitting there, that is so bright. You can take all these different channels to get there, but usually in the end, if you keep growing and you keep going with the change, you'll end up there, and you won't have all these regrets at the end of life that you didn't do it. Why? And you'll sit there and be like, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I change? Or why didn't I move? And why didn't I go there to embrace my dreams? And we don't want to end up like that, do we? We want to consistently change. We want to consistently grow. We want to consistently become the better version of ourselves, our authentic selves. And to become that, we have to learn to change inside this human experience. What worked for me when I was 20 does not work for me now in my 30s. I cannot rely on what I used to be to go forward and change, because what I used to be does not work anymore. That's going backwards. That's becoming who I used to be. That doesn't make sense when we talk about change and moving forward and raising our frequency, because our frequencies were different back then. What worked for us in the past, that's not change. That's living inside our past, and that doesn't work. So we got to move forward. We got to keep growing and becoming that beautiful person that we're supposed to be. If you realize when you start feeling change coming and you get all resistance and the anxiety starts to build up and you literally go into freak out mode, maybe even breakdown mode about this change, maybe that's what you need. Because it's the only thing that is going to make you step out of your comfort zone. And if you miss this change, if you miss this opportunity to create and be your authentic self, you might miss out on something. You might miss what is beautiful out there on the other side of your comfort zone, that you resist the change and you keep this friction, you keep these walls up and persistently saying, nope, my life is okay this way, it's comfortable, I'm safe, I'm in my bubble. Well, what if I said this? When you go to change, bring your bubble with you. Bring the bubble with you, the energetic protection that we like to form inside the energetic fields. Bring it with you. Create the protection. But I guarantee you on the other side, you will be a lot happier that you went with this and that you took that opportunity and you decided to change and get out of your comfort zone. Because a lot of success stories, you don't hear about people saying, oh, I just sat here comfortably and in this life and things just changed for me. That doesn't always happen all the time. We have to change. We have to move with the change. We have to grab the change and move with it. I mean, you can even tie a rope, swing it around, grab the change and pull it to you. If that's what you really want to do and that's what you need to do. And even find those people around you who will push you into that change. If you find people who are going to keep you where you are, that's going to keep you in your comfort zone. You feel safe, it's comfortable, you got your warm little anxiety blanket on. Well, it's time to throw all that away, because there's a big, great world out there that is waiting for you, that is waiting for you to do what you need to do and change and grow. And the world needs your raised frequency, needs your vibration, needs you to enter the portal in the timeline that you were meant to enter in this lifetime and embrace your authentic self. And sometimes little things just need to change. We need to tweak some things and we need to go with it, because we can see the synchronicities that happen over time telling us to take this direction. And if we don't always take it, I mean, sometimes the universe will just keep throwing it in your face, throwing it in your face, throwing it in your face. Take this opportunity, do it now, come on, we're waiting, because we all have free will. So the universe can't always force you into it, or it can. You can create that friction again, because we are strong-willed people sometimes and real stubborn. And we think we always know best, but the universe is telling us something, and we need to see that, and we need to find these synchronicities, and we need to move forward. Because we will not be happy when we sit comfortably and just okay and decide not to change with our world that needs to change to be greater. And it will help us love ourselves more that we actually did this. It was exciting. Because there is so much opportunity out there when you decide to change. So much opportunity. I mean, if you notice when we sit in that comfort zone, we're just okay, opportunities never really come. Or we're just so comfortable and okay with things that we don't see the opportunity that is right in front of our faces. That if we grabbed it, would take us on a roller coaster ride of life that would help us embrace our true life mission that we want to do. All right, I love you all. Thanks for joining me in this video about change, embracing it, taking it, and I want you all to stay woke and keep shifting the paradigm.